Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. May you give us this day our daily bread. May you forgive us our trespasses and help us forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thou art the kingdom, the glory, and the power forever and ever. Amen. Abanawo, Shema Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Aba'ah, Karatazaka, Ayah, Asha, Barakazah, Kowa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Lilanawa, Laham, Ko, Lawang, Wasanafanawa, Awafanawa, Kasanakanawa, Awafanawa, Willa'a, W.A. Nawa, Malasalawan, Abo, Al-Shainawa, Mayum, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hawalakwa, Willa'ala, Willa'ala Paruf, La'alamyan. Amen. Lord, my shepherd, I should not want. You make us lie down in green pastures. You lead beside the still waters. You restore our soul. You lead in the path of righteousness for your name's sake. Though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we shall fear no evil. For thou art with us. Thou rod, thou staff, they comfort us. Thou prepare a table before us in the presence of our enemies. Thou anoint our head with oil, and our cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our lives. And we shall live in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen.
All right. Shalom.
Sister. Yeah, we can't do no with that, baby.
Shalom, Israel.
You know where they at?
Happy Sabbath to everybody. Happy Shabbat.
Shalom.
We want to give all honors to all the elders that's been in this truth years and years and years. Want to give all honors to all the elders that's been in this truth years and years. Want to give all honors to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All honors to all the elders in HOI. Today, class is going to be about brotherhood and what does it take to be a good brother. Also, when we say brothers, we mean sisters too. What does it take to be a good sister? We're going over all that. Just the part that we should be doing, that we should be getting along with each other. The understanding that this is Yahweh's family, and in his family, he wants us all to get along. He wants us all to have that bond, because it's not like your regular family. You know what I mean? We should be all set apart. We shouldn't be living just like everybody else. So let's go to Acts 20, and then we're gonna go to 28.
Oh, Acts 20?
Come.
Acts chapter 20, verse 28. Say come when you got it. Acts chapter 20, verse 28. Take heed, therefore, unto yourselves and to all the flock, over that which the Holy Ghost hath made you overseers, to feed the church of God, which he hath purchased with his own blood.
What that's saying is, your leaders, we over the flock. We foresee the flock. We build the flock. We help build the flock. In order for the leaders to build the flock has to listen. You know what I mean? It can't be a battle. You know what I mean? Because whoever's put in place a certain place of leadership, that is your shepherd. That is how you listen. That is how you grow. The sheep are supposed to follow the way the shepherd guides them. And once again, that goes on to that brotherhood. Somebody's put in place. It's no different than if we in the NBA and you a player, you're supposed to follow what that coach said. The owner put him in place. You know what I mean? That's the person that's supposed to lead and guide you. The same thing. over any of these congregations in the truth, of course. They supposed to. Now, that's not saying that they off, because we know some leaders been off. You don't follow them. But anybody, as we gonna keep going on in this brotherhood, anybody can be, how they say, told when they're going off. Nobody is above being told that. Nobody. From top to bottom, from 1 to 10,000, from 1 to 1,000,001. Nobody is beyond correction. And all of us have to understand that. So sometimes in this truth, a lot of us don't like correction. But correction is a good thing. It's just like when you're riding a bike, and if you fall off, and somebody say, why don't you do this? It's not done harmfully. It's about to help you ride a bike. Same thing with swimming. You're not paddling the muscle. When somebody is correcting you, it's for the good of you, and we have to understand. It's just like I always say, we in these curses, and we think when somebody's telling you for the better, we think they mean negative. Not all the time. Correction is not about somebody's harming. We all been corrected. When you learn how to walk, somebody tell you do this, that is correction. When you're in school, do this problem this way, that is correction. We as a people, we have problems with correction. That is our biggest downfall. Nobody wants to be corrected. Correction is only for the betterment of you. That's what it's about. Now, I'm not saying everybody that corrects you is doing it right. No, I'm not saying that. But you know when you're doing something incorrect. Everybody does. You know what I mean? I don't care what you say. You know when you're going on. Maybe you might not want to admit it, but you know deep down inside, oh, man, I shouldn't have been doing that. But it's the fact that I don't like somebody correcting. This whole thing is about correction. Let's think about this. When the Messiah come back and he corrects you, what you gonna tell him? You don't like it? See, we gotta think about it in them terms. You ain't gonna tell him, no, I'm not doing it. No, you wrong. You ain't gonna say that. So it's the same thing as us. In order to get out of this thing, we all gotta be corrected. If we all didn't need to be corrected, we wouldn't be in this situation. Correction is nothing wrong with it. That's some of the things we got to get past as a people. And believe me, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Nobody likes to be corrected. But it is what it is. That's how you grow. Point blank.
Yeah. And sometimes it, it's like, it's not really, it's who corrected me that I don't like. Sometimes it's that. You know what I'm saying? If my boss say, be to work at 8 o'clock, listen, I haven't got up at 8 o'clock to go to work ever. Do you hear what I'm saying? So, do you know how much that would take out of me to start going to work? Hold on, first I had to get up at 6:30 to even get to work at 8 o'clock. Some people has been doing it so long, they can get up at 7 and be there at 8. I would have to get up at 5 to figure out why in the hell I'm getting up. And then I got to figure out, how do I not do this? Then I got to figure out who depend on me. Then I got to figure out, okay, let's get into this. Then I got to get into my prayer that I usually do to even leave the house. So it would take me so much to go for another nation to make me go to work. Now we have a thing where we hate our own people. Now even when we come into the truth, that doesn't mean we don't hate our own people, and it doesn't mean that we don't see that other people hate our own people and they love the white man. But we still have an itch that we still do what the white man say, and we just not hate our own people in that category. But it's still a design of hate, because I'll do what he say quicker than I do what you say. And it ain't about getting paid. You can't use that he's paying you and God gonna give you eternal life. That doesn't even add up. Because if God say, well, working with this black guy gonna give you eternal life, but working with this white guy gonna get you a check. Everybody gonna say, give me eternal life, right? But the point is that we still have hate for our brothers. But then what type of brother? Some people, that never had a father, when they see that figure, they already shine away from that figure. That figure don't, that's the, listen, my real father I never knew. You know what I'm saying? But I knew my uncle that knew him, so I know I'm an Israelite. I know that much. That's the first thing I need to know. And I don't need to know him. I just need to know who he comes from and where he's from. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So I was cool with that. And I could ride with my stepfather all the way to heaven and back, or hell and back, whatever way he taken me, right? But so we still have, it's so many. It can be so many reasons. Like he grew up with a father. I grew up with a stepfather. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, the people of divine, sometimes they attract each other. He's self-employed. I'm self-employed. You know what I'm saying? And so we have a lockage. You know what I'm saying? We understand one thing about it is that we're not under certain type of captivity. Yea, is self-employed. And so we come together in so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a lot of reasons why we can come together. Then there's a lot of reasons why another group cannot connect with us right now. But the brotherhood, that's one thing I like about Chisel Day. Chisel is that I'm more stern. I'm more hard. And a lot of people don't like how things come off. But Chisel, he understand me, and sometimes he don't like the way I come off. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about it is that I got an ear for him. Why? Because it's so much in common. And see, that's one thing about the Lord. He'll put together those who can do His will in this way. Because His will goes in so many ways. Where if you don't make it to the kingdom, man, my will is like a chessboard. I got so many pieces, and all the pieces are not the same. I got a horse that jumps in L shape. If you ain't dizzy and he ain't get you, then something wrong. Then I got a bishop to go sideways. If you ain't twist up in the mind and this bishop can't help you, something wrong. And I got a bishop to go to the right. If you ain't confused and this bishop to the right can't help you, something wrong. They got a rook to go straight ahead. And if you straight-minded, saying that you finished college, I finished college, I know all these things. Well, I got a bishop that should have got you, because I got another group of people that deal with this type of people. I got a group of people that deal with college. I got GN, NS, whatever, that deal with, the down dirty. You know what I'm saying? I got those as halfway. I got those that's just in the sports. I got all types of groups out here. You get what I'm saying? And if you can't match up with one of them, see, I ain't like the church. The church is one set. You love the white man, and you got the Baptists that we love these people. We got we got all these people that's connected with these people. But then we got all these people that's looking for you, that who's I'm asking for. And I'm coming at you more ways than the church is. And you can't connect. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is that it goes to say that, I have not chose you. I mean, you have not chosen me, but I chose you. But you had to give your effort. We got a brother that's not even an Israelite. And he do crazy things when he realized that he's not Israel. He wouldn't be Israel so much that he cut himself on the arm and he do crazy things that when he realized that he's not Israel. But then you got Israel. Lucky lucky they're not heathens, and they want to act like. You ever see a chick want to wear something real tight, but she don't want nobody to talk to her? Mm-hmm. You ever see Israelites that's Israel that can be saved, and they acting like a chick that don't want nobody to talk to them? Do you see what I'm saying? You know, you got to ask them to come. You got to ask them to do that. Hey, how you doing, baby? Can I get your number? Oh, no. Can nobody get your number? No. Well, why is you playing like? Why are you dressing like that? Well, this is how some people are, and then that's how some men are. And so as you go in life, you can see this. You can put a name on it. Okay, and so that's how some of us are Israelites. You lucky you're not a heathen, and you're an Israelite acting this way. Do you see what I'm saying? You lucky God didn't put you a heathen. He could have easily made you a heathen. Because I know heathens would get their left arm and their leg to be an Israelite. I know Israelites want to be more like a woman, want to put something tight on and want to bounce around like they don't want to get caught. Do you see what I'm saying? But you got to realize, a lot of people don't like the way I explain things. And that, I'm not here to try to be nice, because he gonna do that. He gonna be nice enough to where it's gonna clean all how I act up. I come from the old school. That's just some stuff I care less. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, I'm a man. I do man things, and that's what I like around me. But the Lord put the right people around you, and I guess what I want everybody that used to be here. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about back from when we started to now. I would love to have them here, but that's not what the Lord wants. So when you come together, you start realizing, what do you want? I want what the Lord wants. What do you want? I want the lady that the Lord wants for me. What do you want? I want the congregation that the Lord's put together. You know what I'm saying? And so when you start looking for what the Lord gonna do, don't nothing else matter. All that put on some tight clothes and walk around, that don't even matter no more. Mm-hmm. All that who I want to be, that don't even matter no more. It's about who I want the Lord people around. Why? Because they're gonna be more thorough. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? To me.
Let's go to Psalms 133, and let's read verse 1.
Psalms 133, verse 1. You there, David?
I'm there.
Get it.
Psalm 133, verse 1.
What's the name?
She's Ecclesiastes.
I'll take Psalms. Get Ecclesiastic. What?
25 and 1.
And Psalms
133 and 1.
Okay.
Psalms 133, verse 1. Say, come when you got it. Okay. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
God. That's what we're seeing. That's what brotherhood. That's why brotherhood feels good. It say how pleasant it is. We all didn't felt that. All of us in here at one point in time, even like the sisters, when we together and we all in one point and all in unity, we done had some of the best times together. And everybody can attest to that. I can attest with our first tabernacles, good times. How many times we done been here and all of us been together? That's what the Most High say. He says, one more time, I'll just read it as how pleasant. Start from there. No, matter of fact, read the whole thing, because it says good, the whole thing.
Behold, how good.
It said how good it is. Go ahead.
And how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Unity, and that's all we've been asking for. Let's be together in unity. This the Bible saying it's not. It's saying how good and how pleasant it is for brothers to dwell.
You have big brother?
No. Well, not blood, but just,
Yeah. You the only boy?
going, around the neighborhood. But like
You
I
only
said,
boy?
yeah.
Okay, me too.
It's good for brothers to dwell together. We coming in, and like I was saying to the brother Judah, we all got together under this book. It ain't like we grew up with each other. It ain't like we went to school. It ain't like we played football. None of that. So the Most High got to know what he's saying. He's saying it is good for brother, which is brothers, to dwell together in unity. And what we got to think, let's look at it in a negative. They always say when black men get together, it's a negative thing. We got to start getting together and showing them that. Of course, they ain't gonna never put it on TV. We already know.
And they know too.
You know what I mean? Because that ain't, we don't want that as a positive. But this positive been shown, and this is without being on TV.
Sister, can I have some water?
This is a good thing for us to dwell together. Because little do any, some of us got to know it. When all black men get together, especially behind this book, that's one powerful thing that nobody can destroy. No matter what they've been trying to do or what, ain't nobody been stopping this truth. And that's what we trying to get brothers together, because like the brother was saying, it's like a hand. When you put all these fingers together, what do they make? They make a fist, and that's powerful. And that's what we try. We want brothers together. That's it. That ain't hard to do. It's really easy. Like the brother, me and the brother saying, gotta want to do it, brothers. And everything is waiting for us. Unity is the best thing. What they say, you only as strong as your weakest link in the chain. Unity. And I hate to say, the other nations be united. We the only ones that ain't. And you gotta, let's look at it. We ain't, but where we rank, at the bottom everywhere. So we gotta start saying, well, maybe, how do we change this? It's only one way. The scriptures say, he tell you come together. Zephaniah 2:1, come together. Nation. He say come together because the only way y'all getting out of this is together. Yeah. Well, we got to realize how we getting this together. What they say, how you getting something is the way you get out of it. We all came over here. They didn't they wasn't on them ships. They wasn't like light skinned and dark skinned. All y'all get in there. Wasn't no rich or poor. All y'all get in there. Y'all all the same. But we always got to have that same mindset. That's what the scriptures is going to do. Put us on one. What's that with the band? One sound, one mind. That's what we got to do. We got to have one mind. And brothers, that's what we need. Because every brother got their own unique thing that we need. Don't matter. I may not have something that another brother has. PN may not have something that another brother. We may have something that, but together we strong. And that's what we got to realize. But we letting the enemy make us be individuals. Ain't no one black man that got nowhere individually here, period. He may have got somewhere temporarily, but guess what? He got knocked down. Easily, because he was solo. Easily. Give me what you got out with the Sarai.
What was that again?
25:1.
Ecclesiastes.
Kai.
I got it. Sirach 25:1 reads.
What's the next one?
Let me get 1
Everybody
Peter
got it?
2:17.
Yes, come.
Sirach 25:1. In three things I was beautiful, and stood up beautiful, both before God and men. The unity of brothers.
The unity of who?
The unity of brothers.
No, we doing this solo.
The unity of brothers.
Keep going, huh?
The love of neighbors. A man and a wife that agreed together.
Showing unity. He say it's beautiful. The unity of brothers. That's what this book's talking about. Matter of fact, it ain't the one tribe. It say the 12 tribes. The 12 brothers together. What happened when Israel and Jacob split? They was falling apart. No unity. No, unity. Unity is the key. I don't care what, no, unity is the key. And unity, and even I'm saying unity amongst the camps, because you can look all through this book. It don't say it don't say HOI, it don't say IUIC, it don't say what's the other PK. It says Israel. We need unity through that. Not just brothers in HOI, we talking about brothers throughout Israel. Unity is the key. It's the key. Ain't no getting around that. Somehow, some way, we got to figure out how to at least put our differences to the side for the moment. That's what we put them to the side, and then when we do, the whole world don't need to know our differences. Let's take that in the back and we can discuss it amongst us. We don't know everybody else's problems like they know ours. They know ours. I mean, we showing it on Facebook and all that.
It's like, for you to fall out with your brothers, it has to be something like, as far as I'm concerned, for me to cut you off, it got to be something like, like what was said. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to say what was said, but it got to be something like, I don't want to hesitate. For me to cut you off, you got to say something like, Esau can be saved. You know what I'm saying? You got to go all the way off. I'm not going to cut you off for correcting me to do better with the Lord. For a person to cut you off because you want them to do better with the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Something wrong with them. And they can stay gone till they fix it. And the door's open for them to come back. Do you hear what I'm saying? Most of our problems it shouldn't be, one problem, and I like somebody to say, Penn, you ain't been here, you got to start coming, what's going on with you, some ain't right with you. That's how, for me to fall off, you gotta be like, some ain't right with you. That's how you have to come at me. Something ain't right with you. We love your zeal for the Lord. We feed off that, and I know you feed off ours. We need that back. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? We need that fire. What's going on? What's going on? For this to happen to you, somebody must slip you some of that. What's that stuff the niggas can't come back off of?
Mickey.
No, not the Mickey, but the Tricky. What's that what's that stuff?
LSD?
Huh?
Ecstasy.
No.
LSD.
It's so
Yeah,
much.
fentanyl. Yeah, it gotta be some fentanyl.
Fentanyl kill.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna take you out.
Yeah, it gotta be something you can't come back off of. It can't be no, something you said about me doing better. Listen. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, it's about getting it in for the Lord, man. If somebody mad at me about me not doing what the Lord want me to do, I'm not gonna get mad at you. I'm gonna check myself and get that right. Now, if I check myself and can't see I can't jump that hurdle, then something is really wrong. You know what I'm saying? I got hit with that fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? I need that. What you call that when they try to get you off of COVID? What was that? I need a vaccine of that. I need a vaccine. I need to get hit with that vaccine. I need some vaccine. And it ain't gonna be no coon vaccine. It's gonna take something hard to get me to not be, to turn my back on, to not come and do the Lord's will. It's gonna take something hard. It ain't gonna be no woman. It's gonna be some drugs. You know what I'm saying? I already know what probably take me out of this mug. Some drugs, some you know what I'm saying? Some fentanyl. That probably take me out of the game. I know my
We're
weakness.
not authorizing using drugs and stuff
No,
like
I'm
that.
not trying to do it. But what I'm saying is
Yeah,
that for me to get away from the Lord, you got to hit me with some real stuff. Ain't no woman, ain't no money,
Not taking out your mind.
ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? What would bring most people down is not my problem. You know, but I do know my problem. The nigga hit me with some fentanyl. You know, that's everybody's problem. I can't see myself leaving him or my brotherhood for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And to me, of course, that got to be. It's weak to me. You know, a sissy is not what I can. It's certain things I can't. It's certain things you just can't connect to. Which nothing wrong, but you got to know your weakness. Now, if you don't know your weakness, that's different. But if you know your weakness, and once you know your weakness, you're strong with it. What cannot knock me down? It got to be some fentanyl, brother. It's got to be. Then it got to be sneaked upon. Well,
No.
Go ahead, Al.
It's like, yeah, to add on to what you're saying, Cap, this, you were saying earlier about how someone, you know, you can't, anybody can be corrected. And just to bring out that Matthew's 19:17, it says, and he said unto him, why calleth thou me good? There is none good but one. So we can't, sometimes, you know, we can't, whatever, we don't may have to be corrected here and there, but we can't get in mind that we are something that we, you know.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I like that.
Yeah, nobody's above correction. It's
Yeah,
nothing.
Yeah,
We've been taught that being corrected is a bad thing. You know what I mean? Nobody likes it, but it's about building. You know what I mean? No matter when you first starting a job, when you first learning to plant flowers, when you first learning to go to track, everybody has been corrected in some form or fashion.
But you
It's
know
not
what?
always a bad thing.
But one thing we don't want to say. This is what we don't. We don't want to be like, well, I shouldn't tell Cap that. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing you can tell Cap that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, if you see where I'm slipping, and you see where I'm lacking, you know, you can be smooth with it, but you really don't have to, because I'm cut like that. You can be like, that's straight. That wasn't straight. You know what? I see that, and I like the way you did that, because the way you put that together, David, it wasn't a correction, but it was. But it was just so smooth that you had to see it. You know, and I don't want to say that, you know, I'm too good, and all that, you know, because, you know, I always still feel like I was chosen. You know, it wasn't like I can just get up and I can go to the Lord, you know, in this highest land, because I can do this. I don't really believe that. You know, I believe that, you know, I can't pick what I want to do. He have to give me that power to do it. You know what I'm saying? And so I believe he gave me that power to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I do know what probably would take me down. It would be, you know, in a drug family. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be in other families. You know, and so since the Lord got me pampered over that, then I really don't see nothing else. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. But you know, the greatest thing is that I want Him to keep. You know, I want Him to help me to drive to Him hard. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to take what He put in me to drive to Him. You see what I'm saying? But if He put it in you and you still don't drive, then that's really bad. I put this in you and you still ain't come to me. You see what I'm saying? And you know, I'm gonna tell you, it's like this here. What's dangerous? This is how you know you're dangerous. You know, when a lot of people start falling off, they start saying, "Hey, I need you to fall off with me. Let's stop going there. Let's stop doing this." When you start getting people to stop driving for the Lord, and you don't notice it, you're really in a danger zone. If I'm gonna leave myself. I'm not trying to take nobody up out the kingdom. I'm not trying to take nobody up out the truth. You see what I'm saying? Once you start doing that, you're you become the devil's advocate. And you so deep into it that you don't know it. That's what's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It's like you so deep in the church and you think that these people is wrong. You so deep into taking people out away from the word that because you hate this one person, is that you're in the devil's den. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good. I don't think I need to say nothing else.
Okay, let me get 1 Timothy 5:1.
1 Timothy, chapter 5, verse 1. Say, come when you got it.
Come.
How y'all be getting it so quick, man? I'm still turning pages, and I just said it. 1 Timothy, chapter 5, verse 1.
Okay.
You got it too? Oh,
Yeah.
You called it. Okay, 1 Timothy, chapter 5, verse 1. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father. That's heavy. I'm gonna say it again. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger man as brethren.
This is how they say like a two-fold sword right here. When you have an elder, you're supposed to treat him as a father. You know, and we're not saying if he's slipping, falling off, don't say nothing. But you're supposed to like you would treat your father. You know what I mean? That's how the elder is sort of a father because he's giving you that guidance. But it's also another thing. It says the younger men, they have to be treated like a brother. So it's telling us both. It's telling us how to do both sides. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the brotherhood. So when both sides come together, you got that combination of the older showing the younger what to do, and the younger showing the older how it is now. When you get that combination, that's a powerful combination. That's why that brotherhood again. That's why that mix is important. And that's what we got here. We got a nice mix of old and a nice mix of young. We get that whole combination together. And that's what he's telling us here. That combination works. That is a good combination. But like I say, once again, we have to come together and we got to understand each other. Once we get an understanding, it's that unity coming in. And we should be unified under this, under the law, statutes, and commandments. Point blank. It's that simple.
When I grew up, it's like I have elders, and really all my elders are younger than me. You know what I'm saying? But every last one of my elders can tell you that I treat them like a father, but they can't accept it because I'm older than them. And they still go back and say, uncle, they call me uncle when I'm treating them like a father, because I'm older than everybody. I'm gonna tell y'all my age, but I'm older than everybody, even though I look good. No, I'm just joking. Everybody laughing. You ain't laughing, no.
Oh no, I ain't know it was a joke, guys.
So what I'm trying to say is that all of them, Shower Paul, all of them, they my elders, and so I look up to them. But that comes from me being in, raising up. When I was like 14 years old, I used to go up to the bar and just stand outside and listen to grown folks talk and kick it. And I always listened to grown folks. It was a habit. And I had a father. But when a person ain't had a father and never listened to grown folks, it's gonna be hard for them to start doing something they ain't never did. In other words, they was opposite. If I don't listen to you, then what? I'm opposite of listening to you. I can't be listening to you and then not. If I'm not, then I'm opposite of not doing what I'm supposed to do, right? And so that means that I'm head over everything that I want to do. I'm good. I'm daddy, and so you got to have patience with them that have never. They can't point to an older person and say, "Oh, I listened to him before." They can't point to nobody older that they pay attention to. I can point to several people people older and several people younger that I listen to. But you got younger people can't point to say, I listen to that person, he older than me. I took a lot of information from that person, he older than me. You know, they can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes time to, you need that, and you don't have that, and it's missing. And so that's a breakage. You know what I'm saying? Not just the black man against the black woman is a breakage. He broke that low. He broke that low vibe too, because he took the men out the house. So the problems that we have is with the young group that break it away, that don't have connection with older people. They can say, "Oh man, I listened to him for years. Oh, he older than me. I listened to him for years." No, you never. And so to listen to you, and you knew, no matter what position you in. I may pretend to because I come into a group that's already laid down like that, but in the end it's gonna fumble because I'm not used to it. You see what I'm saying? And so we got to have patience both ways. But if there's no doubt of ever saying that I want to learn from an older person, then you got to crush that, because no doubt means he's not gonna learn. And it's not that he's struggling; he don't want to. That's different. You see what I'm saying? And so you got to recognize on who you can teach and who you can't. On who you can learn from and who you can't. Because you just can't learn from everybody. Right? And you just can't tell everybody those who you think you can teach. Because some people, it's not here to share love. You know, I'm going to tell you, you know, and that's what me and him got in common. We both, you know, don't got a brother. We both, you know what I'm saying, mother and father. So we both have things in common. So a brotherhood is what we thirst for. And I had brotherhood, and I listened to older people. I didn't want to go in the house because there ain't nobody in there but me, my mom and my daddy. So why I want to go sit with them? I sit with them 24/7. So I want to sit around older people and listen to what they're talking about. You see what I'm saying? So my hunger was listening a lot. And so you got to have a certain hunger for what's to be thirst for, to continue on what you want to rule or what you want to put down to help the Lord, His work. That makes sense.
Let's go to somebody give me 1 John 4:21.
You got that, David?
I got it.
4:21.
1 John 4:21.
He Judah.
Everybody got it, say come.
What's the next one?
Let's go to Genesis 4:9.
Judah, get Genesis 4:9.
Whenever you're ready, David, we got you.
Okay. 1 Timothy.
Let me say, 1 John 4:21.
1 John 4:21.
Everybody there?
Come.
And this commandments have we from him, that we who love God love his brother also.
That's right there. It says that's a commandment,
That's a deadly.
to love your brother. That is God telling you to love your brother. I ain't me making it up. That's why this brotherhood is so important. He said this is a commandment. He said if you love God, you gotta love your brother too. We can just imagine if we had love for each other just out in the streets, probably wouldn't, black on black crime wouldn't exist. You know, robbing from one another, stealing, doing things, stealing from one another. You know what I mean? If you love your brother, you wouldn't do these things. If you love your brother, you would hear him out at least. That's the least you can do. You know what I mean? That's the part we say, that's what I'm saying, that's important about brotherhood. You gotta love your brother. Go ahead,
You cannot love your brother if you're far away from your brother. Continue on. You can't love your brother. Love means you're close to what you love, right? Right? You want to be close to what you love, right? And so part of loving is being close to what you love. You do what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like you say, it says it's a commandment. He say, he who loveth God, love his brother. So you got to take that in content and do it like this. So if you don't love your brother, can you love God? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Deed, not the word.
You know what I mean?
And another thing, if your brother is in this Bible, weekly and teaching and stuff like that, and you can't come close to your brother right now, that's because you're doing something wrong. You see what I'm saying? You're doing something that's not of God. You see what I'm saying? And you can't blame your brother that's here doing God's will, and you can't blame him for you not being around. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't go together for what you're doing, and the Lord gonna accept it. So I gotta stay away from my brother. Why? Because he's in the Lord, and he's not gonna accept what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? So get over anything that's doing. Listen, with me, if I'm doing wrong, I'm still coming, because this gonna help me clean what's wrong up. That's how I am. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even when, whatever I was doing, I always stay close to the Lord. That's just me. I'm not I just me.
Come as you are, but don't stay as you are.
Yeah. Come as you are, don't stay as you are.
God. Let's get that. The next one is
Genesis 4:9.
4:9.
Genesis 4:9. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
Now let's imagine how strange that sounds.
Yeah, he was talking crazy.
You know what I mean? I don't know, I'm assuming we all got siblings or whatever, or you got kids or whatever, and your one kid don't know where your other kid is at. You're gonna be looking at them saying, what do you mean you don't know where? Yeah, you was keeper. That's how much important it is as brothers. Who would go somewhere with their brother and go, I don't know where am I? I probably would have hit me in the mouth. What you mean you don't know where your brother or sister at? You left together? See, that's the importance of brotherhood, you know what I mean? And the thing is, this was a test. The Most High already knew what happened to him. I'm gonna see what he tell me. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna see what he gonna tell me. But we ain't going in that part. But it's the point of what I'm trying to say is, this how important it is that you keep up with your people, that you know where your people is at. This is a family. Same thing with us in the truth. This is a family. Yeah, you are your brother's keeper. We supposed to be together. That's that what we trying to shake is this individuality. That is one of our main problems. Individuality. That's why we can't get it. We individuals. We some of us going this way, some of us going this way, some of us going this way, some of us going this way. All of us need to be going the same way. Unity, brotherhood, that's why it's important. It's important to be brothers. It's important to have unity. In any sport, how they win it? As a collective unit. Even an individual boxer, he has a unit of trainers, sports guys. It's still a team. It may be an individual person up front, but there's other people around them. Anytime somebody, you can say, what do the richest people tell you in the world? What do they tell you? I ain't get here by myself. I have a team. I got a team of lawyers. I got a team of financial. I got a team.
I have a team of niggas in Cottonfield.
At that point too. That's how important it is us to work together. Like a car. You take a cog out. Car ain't working. I don't care how powerful it is. I don't care what type of petroleum you put in it. Everything got to work together. For some reason, we can't get that in our head. I don't know. Like I say, maybe it's the curse.
Yeah.
Well, most times, sometimes it's what we're doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because Cain and Abe gave a sacrifice. Cain threw something together, right? And so when the light shined up on Abe, Cain didn't like it. So Cain killed Abe. Why? Because he was jealous, right? And so, and so sometimes when you jump your hurdle of what keeping you down, and the next person don't jump his hurdle of what's keeping him down. and now you're getting blessed. You know what I'm saying? A brother that really love you is gonna be like, help me jump my hurdles so we can get there. But a brother that has no connection in that type of atmosphere, and that's one thing about, you know, about having a father. My daughter always said, you know, Daddy, I wish that my best friends that I deal with, I wish they could understand a father love. You know, because I can't explain it like she can, because, you know, she's a girl, but she sees certain things that they're missing. You know what I'm saying? And you can see, because you had a father, you can see what people missing that don't have a father. You know, we can't always put a name on it. You know what I'm saying? But we can put a name on those that ain't got a God. The heathens, nigga, you ain't got a God, nigga. I don't care how many fathers you got, you ain't got a God. And I don't care how many fathers I ain't got, I got a God. So with that God, I can see fathers. But without that God, you have become a heathen. You hear what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. With God and without the Father, and I have God, I'm not gonna become a heathen. Some people, white folks got, other nations got fathers, and they seeking God. We're close to God, and some of us ain't got fathers. That should not, when other nations took our father out the house, that still should not keep us from God. And we still should see a father, how powerful God's love is. You know what I'm saying? When we get blinded on both ends, you're blinded because why? You're under the white man's captivity. You're seeking his riches. You become riches of what he can give you. You see what I'm saying? You become blind. And everything you hate, because you start seeing, there's only two things you can see. You can see like the Satan wants you to see, or you can see like God wants you to see. There's only two ways. You know what I'm saying? And there's no excuses. We all got problems. That's okay. I got problems, but I still what? I'm still an Israelite, and I'm still dealing with my problems. If I'm dealing with my problems and I continue to repent and try to get over it, it can be what it's gonna be. But guess what? I ain't leaving the Father. I'll be with him till he say, listen, your problems, I never knew you. Or you still was with me with the problems you had. Why? Because it's thorn on my side. Peter said, you know, he said, you're gonna have this thorn on your side till I see you again. I might have a problem till I see you again. That's cool. I'm gonna be with you with this. I'm not gonna leave you with this problem. If I got a problem, I'm not gonna leave the Lord. No. I don't want to ever leave the Lord. I don't want him to take his spirit away from me. Who say that, David? Do not take your spirit away from me. Your brothers can see your spirit is gone, and you're cool with it. I'm not gonna be cool with it. Judah, when you reached out, man, you don't know how happy I was. I'm like, wherever we coming to get you, you here. Don't worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a brother. You know what I'm saying? And we miss you. And to reunite yourself, because you know, it's like, you know, I counted you out. I thought it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? But to wiggle your way back and to slither your way back into holiness, but and who gave you that power and that rope? The Lord pulling you back in.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? The Lord do something to you when he pull you back in. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I see. I see the Lord pulling you back in. You know what I'm saying?
Let me get Deuteronomy 17:15.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Say, come, you got it. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15.
thou shalt in any wise set him kings over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren.
From who?
One from among thy brethren.
Keep going.
Shall thou set kings over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brethren.
Thy who?
Brethrens.
Once again, they say. The importance of brotherhood, of us as brothers. We powerful together, brothers. That God say, should nobody be over you if they ain't one of your brothers. Point blank. That brother know what you're going through. He know your struggle. You know what I mean? Like I say, we might not know everybody's struggle, but we got a familiarity with each other. We got a bond. We from the 12 tribes. It says brother or brother so much in the scriptures. Brother, put this brother. Am I my brother's keeper? The brotherhood, come together. It's telling us what to do. This the guideline. We just gotta follow it. We gotta read it, follow it, and understand it. Us as brothers, and that's even saying sisters too. Gotta come together as one people. And I hate to say this about the other nations, they do that. The most powerful people on the planet just don't. We've been put in our head, you better as an individual. That don't even make sense itself. An individual can't save itself from drowning. An individual can't pull himself up a mountain if he falls. Help, ain't nothing wrong with help. That's what we supposed to help each other. That's what we're here for. We're supposed to help each other. We're supposed to build with each other. We're supposed to be here for each other.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. We're supposed to learn from each other.
That love like Jonathan had with David.
Yeah, that's
That's my written man. He said I have more love than a woman in him, in a way,
which is good, because that's a see, one thing about a brother, you love your brother, you know, you got the brotherhood, and then you got the womanhood. You know, you're married to a woman, but you got the brotherhood. You know, both of them is pretty much almost on the same plane. You know, she give you the family, and you contend with that, but it never say leave your brother. Mm-hmm. It say leave your mother and father. Mm-hmm. Cling to your wife, and it never, in no way can you find where it say leave your brother. Matter of fact, it say love thy brother as thyself. You see what I'm saying? So when you love your brother as yourself,
look in the mirror.
You're looking in the mirror. The reason why we here, because we are Adam. Everything that Adam did, we done. We Adam. When Adam listened to the serpent, when she listened to the serpent, and she made that move, Adam made that move. You made that move. I made that move. We all made that same move. And every woman in here, every Israelite woman in here done listen to Adam. Done listen to the serpent. Mm-hmm. Every black woman on this planet done listen to the serpent. If you're going to college to get your master's, you listen to masters. If you're booty shaking, you listen to masters. Mm-hmm. There's no way to get around listen to somebody that you wasn't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Other than the Lord. Mm-hmm. And we all got to pay for it. Because what they did, we all would have did it. You may have did it this year. I may have did it 10 years down the road. You may have did it the first day. You may have did it the second day. Whatever day, we all did it.
When you said like the love of David, we got to look like at our ancestors. Who else loved their people more than themselves? Moses loved the people more than Moses was sometimes going fourth for the Most High for the people. Remember when we in the mountain and the Most High was like, man, I'm about to kill all of them. Moses begged, like, no, you know what I mean? And the people was fooling on Moses. Fooling on him. And he still was like, no, don't, you know what I mean? Moses went to bat. Abraham went, and that's what we got to get back to. Like our forefathers, it wasn't just about them. It wasn't about them.
And so, another way we get back to our forefathers is here.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he can. You know, I'm Aaron, Moses. Or he speak better. He Aaron. He Moses. Whatever. It don't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Because we share the
same message.
Well, we different messages, but we share the same seed. It's the same message going with the same bow and arrow going to the bullseye. It's just shooting two different ways, but it's still gonna hit the bullseye. You know, read that one more time.
Which one you want?
And see, some people say if you ain't vote, you shouldn't say nothing. That's a damn lie. Because I told you not to vote, so I'm gonna say something. Read that again. 15.
17 and 15.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 15, and it reads as this: Thou shalt not in any wise set him king over thee.
Okay, so the reason why Israelites don't vote, we don't go vote for other nations to be over us. We don't have no president. Who voted has a president. Because you voted for, if you voted and lost, you got a white man president. If you voted and won, you got a white man president. It says here, we are not as Israelites to vote. Because we understand that it's not in the vote. It's not about no vote. It's the rulers of the wicked world, they put who they want. He can show his attitude. He can show everything he needs to show. They have nothing to do with that. But the moves he make, they have rulership over his moves. Not on, you know, if you like blacks, if you don't like blacks, they don't give a damn about that. You know what I'm saying? You can like blacks, whatever you want to do, you can do. If you want to do this in Canada, you can do this in Canada. We ain't got problem. We ain't got no times with that. Where them bomb goes, we rule them. We rule where them bomb goes. You see what I'm saying? And so we don't rule. I mean, we don't vote like that. Keep going. Yeah, we don't vote because it says do not put nobody over you as kings.
Like Israel was asking, said a king, give us a king or something like that.
Yeah.
And he said, the king I'm gonna give you is gonna do all this type of stuff to you. Yeah?
Right.
Whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren.
Right. So the Lord gonna choose one from among Israel. So we're not gonna vote. I'm not gonna vote for no white person to be president over me. When in history have they shown to be good to you? Whatever white person you vote to be over you, there's gonna be a white cop that kill you and get away under all of them rulership. Ain't no FBI gonna help you. Ain't no CIA gonna come to your force. None of that. So we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. You thinking that what's going on is based on who is president? No. What's going on is based on who's waking up. The Israelites are waking up, and this have to go on for us to take back control. Keep going.
Thy brethren shall thou set king over thee.
Read that over.
Oh, where did I stop? Whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren.
So the Lord gonna choose one from among your brothers, not from among other nations, not no Edomite, another people that he say he hate. And that's in rulership now. Edomite in rulership, and I go to a verse where he say, I hate Edom. So we have no Israelites have business voting for somebody that God hates. I wouldn't care if the black church understands it or not. That's their problem. We understand we don't vote for who God hates. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's in Romans what? 9:13. Judah back, baby. Keep going.
Thou set a king over thee. Thou may not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
And what we did, what they did, they done set a stranger over thee. You know, matter of fact, the elite have set a stranger over us because he was going to be president no matter what. The Simpsons told you. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a cartoon character. You know, this how bizarre it is that if you vote or don't vote, your vote don't even matter. And the Lord say don't vote. You voted anyway and it never did matter. Before I make a mistake, listen, the Lord say don't vote for them. And you don't vote for neither one of them. Because I'm gonna punish you. Now, if your vote don't count and you get punished for something that never did count it anyway. If that's the ignorant thing, listen. If you vote, I'm gonna beat your head in. Is what the Lord gonna say. Because this is a commandment. Anytime the Lord say don't, that's a commandment. He ain't got to say this is a commandment. Don't is a commandment. Don't eat this of this tree. I ain't got to say, okay, this is my commandment. This is what I really mean. Serious. Listen, my voice is enough. Don't vote for that. And you go vote for another nation to be over you. Is Trump? Do he look like he's my color? Is me and his hair the same? Even though you don't want to laugh at me because I'm bald head. Ain't nothing. We're nothing like. Do you hear what I'm saying? Yeah. He's of a devil's child and I'm of the God's child. We're totally different from spirit to flesh to hell to heaven. We are nothing alike. We don't make moves alike. The things he do is not nothing alike. And so we're totally opposite. I'm reading the Bible. He ain't. Unless he read it in a wicked way to continue on his wickedness. Okay, go ahead.
So I was in on that.
Okay, that's good.
Let's go to, let me get James 2:8.
James what?
Who got that?
James 2:8.
2 and 8.
Count it, yeah.
2 and 8.
Count
You got it?
I get it. James 2 and 8. Reads. The one had to say come. James 2 and 8. If you fulfill the royal law accordingly to the scripture, thou shalt love their neighbor as thyself, you do well.
Right there is telling you, you love your neighbor, your brother, your sister, person of your nation as yourself, you gonna do well. So he's also telling you, if you love your brother, that brotherhood, unity, sister, all that. If you love your people, your neighbor, that's what he's talking about, your people, as yourself, you gonna do well. That's clear cut right there. That's a reason for you should love your people. He telling you, you love your people. And it says, according to the scripture, just like we read before, it's a law. If you love God, you gotta love your brother. It's a law. He's telling you, if you love your brother, your neighbor, your nation, you're gonna do well. That's why brotherhood is important.
And you know what? I was talking to this guy today, and I said that, since Trump been in office, the white evilness done picked up a notch. He said, yeah, but we killing each other. He could not see and never have seen. I mean, this is what you call a Stockholm syndrome. We killing each other for 40 years, but these white folks been killing us for 400 years. Mm-hmm. How did you see what we doing? And I understand we need to check ourselves, but whoever we check, we need to check this 400. Let's get this under control, and we'll get back with each other.
Stand in line.
He put us in front of the 400. We so messed up that the first thing they say, we do this to each other. I understand that for 40 years, but let's quench this 400, and we'll get back with us. Oh, no. We hate each other. We've been shooting each other. You see what these niggas doing? Yeah, but did you see what these police been doing for 400 years? We can't do both of them at the same time. Let's get this together. And guess what? Detroit used to be what? The #1 capital murder, right? We was, right? But what have we started digesting? We started digesting being Israelites. Stop coming out of that damn Muslim stuff, because when we was Muslim, when we didn't know nothing about Israelites, we was #1 in murder capital. When we know about Israelites, we've been coming down. Not because of Muslim, because we was Muslims then. We was in church then. None of this church and this Muslims has brought us down of being the #1 capital murder. What's new on the planet? The Israelites. And what's going down? Murder capital. We started waking up. And how you know we're waking up? They warn against each other like they never did. I'm talking about planes crashing. Why? Because the Israelites chariots is in the sky, and so what's going on up there? The chariots is making laws up there, but we don't want y'all riding up in here like that, and the laws gonna fall onto the earth. Well, we don't even want y'all here neither. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be in rulership, and whether they understand it or not, whether they sleep or not, we can save everybody, whatever. That's on you. Continue on doing what you want to do, because if the Lord wants you, He'll wake you up. Keep going. My fault. I'm good. I'm trying to be quiet for once. I can't be quiet for one.
Let me get Proverbs 17:17.
You got that?
Yep. Proverbs 17:17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity.
Right there, a brother is born in adversity. When you go to this truth, when you go to these problems with your brother, that adversity gonna bring you together. When you out there teaching on that corner, when you in here, those problems out there gonna bring us together. You know what I mean? What brings a bond? Trouble. You know what I mean? A lot of times when people go through something, they get closer. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's good to, go through things, but I'm just saying that brotherhood builds that bond. You know what I mean? How they say it, this is a spiritual one. When you out there at war with your brother, that's a bond. And that's what we were saying. That's the whole thing we getting at, is the brotherhood. When you out there, when you come in here, you don't want to see nothing happen to your brother. Sometimes and I'm not saying, I'm going to say this, it's not, and I understand people missing, I got that. And we, like I say, we all different. And it's sometimes like, it's been a minute, when Penn go out, I'll be wanting, and if I can't make it, I'll be wanting, don't go. Because I would feel bad if I miss and something happened to me. I will feel horrible. So that's what I'm saying. That's what a brotherhood does. You know what I mean? Like I say, it's been a long time, but like I said, if I couldn't make it one time, it's been a minute, and he went, and I was like, and this one time he went, and I had to hurry up, do it. I had to come down there. Because I'm like, man, it wouldn't get off my mind. Because, like, we at war out here. And anybody out here can, and I ain't just, it's been our own people sometimes that said something out the way. So that's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand, how powerful this brotherhood is. You should, I'm going to say myself, I can't say it with somebody else. One time, when he went and I wasn't there, I felt horrible. Just me, I ain't speaking on one, because I'm like, if something happened, I'd be like, damn, I should have been there. And that's what brotherhood is about. You know what I mean? We depend on each other. And every brother should be, and the same go with vice versa. When we all here, we have a good time. So that's the part I'm kind of having going in my head, that how, and like I said, I understand people got reasons and all that, but I'm saying after so much time, 6 months, 7 months, it should be no excuse why you can't. You know what I mean? That's too long. That is extremely too long. And I understand everybody but we got a good thing going here. This is a tight brotherhood. And that's what we got to keep it. You know what I mean? And that's what we trying to do. That's why I was focusing on brotherhood. It's important. You don't want to see nothing happen to your brother. That's the way I feel. I can't speak on how
We
We
feel
should
the same
feel
way.
like that.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. You know, sorry, but I feel the way. You know, it's like say if I go out there tomorrow, right? And I'm dealing with two people, and I got to damn near throw blows, right? And the people that don't show up, that I would notice would be Chisel and Yavid. Ain't nobody else I would notice. I wouldn't even count nobody else at fault. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't matter. I wouldn't even count nobody else's fault. And guess what? The New York, Chicago, nobody else would count nobody else's fault. Because even in their minds, they really don't matter. See, one thing about it is that when you don't matter now, you don't matter to everybody. And see, this is the point. It's like, if you see me, or if I see you, do you believe? It's not about what you believe, it's what you see, right? So if New York, or Chicago, or Atlanta, or whatever, just see me and Yavid, right? And they don't see Yavid, they don't see me or Yavid there, and then something happened to Chisel. Guess who they're gonna look to? They're gonna look to Yavid and me. Because the people, what they don't understand is that when they're out of it to everybody. See, when your mind's so short that you shorten yourself to where you think that everything is this small. And God is so big that He let everybody see that you think this is so small, right? It's just like you know, Judah, you were involved, right? And like in 2 months, if something was to happen to Yavid, and me and Chisel not there, and you're not there, everybody gonna know that y'all three wasn't there. Do you see what I'm saying? Yep. And guess who? And guess who put that? See, one thing about television, the Jewish people, the Jew shits, they run television.
Yeah. Telling you a bit.
Right? But the Lord runs Elovision. You know, he let the bigger see what He wants them to see, right? And so if Yavid get jumped on, and us three not there, and we've been together for the last 3-4 months, that's all they're gonna see, right? And guess what? We're gonna feel so bad because we wasn't there. See, so it's beyond about feeling our brother. We feel God. You see what I'm saying? And when you don't see that you feel God, you're really not our brother. Cause if you don't feel the pain like I do, then you're not connected to me. It's simple and plain. Something else is going on, and that's it. Whatever's going on, it don't even matter. When it comes to God, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm still gonna be connected with Him in what I'm doing till He help me get rid of it. And I hope y'all can't see that I'm on crack and I'm up here reading scriptures like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, listen, go sit down, let someone else read. I know you're trying, and I know you know, we just know, you know, you gotta put me to the side and be like, listen, elder, we know you're on crack. We know you just can't stay close and do both at the same time. It ain't a good look. You got to come to me and tell me that before I fly away.
You don't want to say you don't crack.
No. I'm just saying. It's got to be that bad. You know, because I don't want to be disconnected. You know what I'm saying? Well, whatever it is, whatever you got to be. It can't be. I mean, that's the worst thing you can look at, right? Right. It can't be no.
Well, we don't want to say drugs, period. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here, coochie. I'm coochie.
That's bad too, but it's a little better than that. But anyway, let's say that's
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It can't be coochie thriving.
Just say a workaholic. We'll use that. You working after hours.
Okay,
too
well,
much.
whatever.
Yeah, let's say that.
You know what I'm saying?
But we also saying, like, you know, not just as far as not being in the camp, just not being here with your brothers. You know what I mean? I feel for the brothers that I ain't seen, that ain't been here. So that's the same thing. When we get that bond when we first together, it's hard to break when you ain't seeing people. You know, we done seen each other for 5, 6, even like some of us brothers, we probably years for it to just be cut off. And you know, I'm not gonna say, I'll say off camera instance for me, but I'm gonna say like we've been close. And for that closeness to cut off, it's just like we all been now. Sometimes when you're in high school and it's that last day and you got some friends that you may not see no more, you be like, man, you be feeling some type of way sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, man, I've been to bed with this person 4 years and I may not see him as much. Even when you in the neighborhood and you move away, you're like, man, that'd be kind of tight. So that's what we seeing to the brothers. You know, we ain't seeing don't have no feelings, but we got feelings for the brothers we ain't seen y'all in a minute, man. That's where that comes in. That's that brotherhood. And I'm gonna end it off. Let's go. We're gonna end it off.
Well, I want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
That's what I like about him. You know, it's like the new brothers. To me, I want to give the new brothers energy. You know, and so if y'all was to leave, right? Then you know you're gonna see you're gonna see the love he have for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Which is me too. We share the same love because we really the same. I'm just more, you know, bad cop and good cop. Yeah, bad cop, good cop. You know what I'm saying? But and so with the new brothers, I'm more like the new brothers. Listen, we invite y'all, we love y'all, we give y'all the same love. And he gonna show that if something was to go wrong, we gonna miss y'all. I'm not gonna show that. I'm gonna show y'all, you know, come because we can't wait till y'all get here because we love y'all. And he gonna show that if something was to go wrong, he gonna miss y'all. And so that's why we go good together. You know what I'm saying? To me, I'm showing that, hey, my 3 new brothers, hey, I love y'all. We can't wait till y'all come because this is the type of power we trying to, you know, commune together. And it really all is in the Lord. Because he bring together who he will. You know what I'm saying? For his purpose. Go ahead.
You know, we're going to end it off, like I say, let's end it off again. I know I said it earlier, but let's end it off with Genesis 4 and 9.
You said Genesis 4:9?
Yeah, kind of. You know, we can add that one out, but I'm going to end it off for what I said earlier. Probably.
Genesis 4 and 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
And we are our brother's keeper. That's what we're trying to say. We are each other's keeper. Because the thing about it, if we don't look out for each other, who's going to look out for us? You know, if we here for each other. You know what I mean? That's like when brother was saying that the nations, other nations don't care nothing about us. We got to start caring for each other. You know what I mean? And we've been trained that it's bad for us to say we want to look out for each other. It's bad for us to say but that been put in our minds. But everybody else, you know what I always tell people? People can say, oh, the United States is the best country ever. So I can't say blacks are the best race ever? But you can, that's ironic. You can say the United States is the best ever, and that's not a problem though, right? That's sort of racist. But I can't say blacks, you know what I mean? So we have to start, once we come to this truth, we got to untrain ourselves from being America. I hate people that don't want to, but yeah, we got to untrain ourselves from that because that's poison in our minds. Go ahead, Al.
Slocky, can I add one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is one that really sits home.
What is it? I'll read it up.
That John 13:35.
Okay. John 13:35.
Yeah, 13:35.
This is the book of John, chapter 13 and verse 35. And it reads as this. When everybody there say come. This is the book of John, chapter 13 and verse 35. And it reads as this. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, and if ye have love one to another.
So that's like bringing it out because
Yeah, that's a good precept, bro.
we can't say that we following Yahushua if we don't love each other.
I would say the brother, and that's all throughout the book. It's about each other. You know what I mean? And we have to. I know it was really about us in the 60s and the 70s. You know, you would see brother. Somehow, some way, it then got away from that. You know what I mean? We used to, and I don't know what the issue, like I say, in the 50s and the 60s, we wasn't killing each other like that. But now seems like we hate each other more than the other nations hate us. You know what I mean? That's how it seems in our mind. We hate each other more than the other nations hate us. And that's crazy in itself. I always say, there is no need for the Ku Klux Klan no more. Why? Some of us doing their job. That's crazy to think about that. That's how far we done got lost from loving each other.
You know what? Cloning. You know how we into cloning. Like say for instance, a person can understand when you're talking about weed, because they know about cloning weed plants, right? But when you clone a black man into a white person, they've been cloning for like 300 years. They had this captivity in 400 years, but in 300 years, in what's that book the white man wrote? Jim Crow.
What's the name?
So Jim Crow book is cloning us to killing each other for the white man and to becoming a white man. So this is why I just say chocolate covered Edomites. So you've been watching this, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. You've been watching. So that's why I say chocolate covered Edomites. You know, you black, but you're really a white person. And the reason why is because they've been cloning. You know, the reason why I connected so good, because when we come to weed, a lot of us can understand that. We can know how to clone, stuff like that, and take seeds or whatever. Now, when it comes to taking us, and the way that they enter that into rap music, it exploded. First, they enter into bringing the light skinned person into the house. That was a started cologne. Did Willie Lynch, but it kicked off when rap music came, because they took the music and they put it in our ears instead of trying to show it to us. They were showing it to us because you got the black man in the house and you got the black man in the cotton field. So we knew we had two differences, because the one black man started thinking he's better than the other. That wasn't good enough because I was too slow. What kicked off speed with this was rap music. And when they noticed that the rap music kicked off speed, because everything is war with them. When you talk about grass, how can we get the grass to kill them? When we talk about dirt, how can we get the dirt to kill them? When we talk about air, how can we get corona in the air to kill them? When we talk about weapons and war, how can we get the ears to kill? See, the five senses, we got the eyes to kill them with the light-skinned person in the house and the black person in the cotton field. Okay, so we got them. So how can we get the ears to kill them? The music. How we get the nose to kill them? Corona. How we get the taste to kill them? Put pork in everything. And so the five senses, they're attacking. You know what I'm saying? And it started off with that. And then it started escalating. So where were our most death at? In our ears. Our ears killed us more than the nose. More than Corona, our ears have killed us because we killed ourselves with the ears.
Mm-hmm.
They used the nose to kill us, but they didn't use the ears to kill us. They used the ears for us to kill ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Love.
You dig what I'm saying? Because with the ears, with the rap music, we started black, green, red, you wear red, you wear red. You know, and Tupac killed a lot of us. Biggie Small killed a lot of us because the beat and all that was so bad. Dre with the beat and Tupac, you know how many murders with Tupac, Dre, and the beats? That's 1 million niggas. They got to pay for that. That's gonna cost them. You see what I'm saying? They got to become straight up an Israelite and ask for forgiveness and become hard as Israel as they did for that. And they too quiet because their death is, their sentence has already been delivered to them. But they've been tricked, thinking that they have to die with this type of money. They can become an Israelite and return this and deliver us back to our, deliver what they did to us. But they don't see it. Why? Because they're so against Israel. Because the one thing so deadly about money is that when you start seeking money so much, and you believe that, what if God maketh you rich? And when you believe that the white man maketh you rich, he make you rich with his richness. And like the devil told Yahushua, come worship me and I'll give you all things. And Yahushua, nigga, you crazy? All things already belong to me through Yahweh. But that same, if he attack Yahushua with this move, you think he didn't attack everybody else?
We babies.
We weak to him. Yahushua was born with the Holy Spirit. We're not born with it. We got to get it right. You see what I'm saying? So Satan be like, nigga, I eat these niggas up. Yahushua know him, but who is you, nigga? That's what the demon said. Who is you? And what they do? Whip them up. And what they doing with us? Choking us. You're not going to class, nigga. Not tonight.
Yeah.
Can I go tomorrow night? Nigga, you're gonna be so much out of class. You don't even. I'm gonna hit you so good. You're not gonna even want to go. You get what I'm saying?
Hopefully everybody was edified with the class, and hopefully we can learn from this. You know what I mean? Like I say, hopefully we was edified and everybody out there learned a little something about brotherhood, and hopefully it can be applied, hopefully. And like I said, I'm not just saying in HOI, I'm saying throughout all Israel. I'm talking about all camps. Because we ain't brotherly with each other. You know, some of HOI, we do a lot of unity camps, but other camps, and it's not to knock other camps, but like I say, when those whatchamacallits come, they're not coming from no particular camps. They're coming from Israel. That's what it is. You know what I mean? So all camps need to be more brotherly. You know what I mean? Somehow, some way, we need to put all our differences aside. And that's like I say, it's from least to greatest. You know what I mean? Inside certain camps, outside certain. We all need that. We all need to come together.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end it on that.
Let me say one more thing.
Go ahead.
And so yeah, we all need to come together, but also that it's like we got to understand that Judas, when he betrayed Jesus, you know what I'm saying, and so you got to look at a betrayal. What's a betrayal to you? This instance is a sign of betrayal. When you see signs of betrayal, you better take them as betrayal. You know what I'm saying? And so, our brothers that's coming in, we got to start pampering those who are coming. You see what I'm saying? Because now we have to turn to who God wants us to turn to, and pamper and keep the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, we also consider, everything that's, going about and becoming true. But most of all, our new brothers, we enlightened. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go out to we're gonna do the flyers. What's that again? What was it?
Southwest Detroit, you mean? What?
The flyers.
Flyer mission?
Yeah, we're gonna do the flyer mission. So we all gonna do the flyer mission. When we come back off of Passover, we're gonna go on the flyer mission. So get ready for that. And when we come off of Passover, it's still gonna be some days that Passover still exists. So we're gonna all come together. That first weekend. You gonna do a class after that?
Yeah, we could close it not this Thursday, but the next Thursday.
Yeah, the next Thursday we're gonna close. But that Friday, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go out. You know what I'm saying? And our new brothers, we want there, hunger. So our job is to pamper you and give our concern to y'all. That's my job. You know what I'm saying? His job is to, continue to bring the bulk in and to consider everyone. That's his job. So we got different jobs. You know what I'm saying? And he look at me as a leader, I look at him as a leader. You know what I'm saying? Because we need each other. We piggyback off each other. We've been together for. Anytime you can be together and there's been big differences, small differences, ain't not gonna keep y'all apart. You know what I'm saying? So it's things he like that I do, I don't like, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just because he got more hair than me, you know what I'm saying, don't mean he, you know what I'm saying? So, so we have our little tactics, you know what I'm saying? But we 100 though. Don't think it's a bond you can break. Before you think it's a bond you can break, you'll be broken. It's not gonna happen. Go ahead, finish it up.
Well, we just gonna say happy Sabbath to everybody out there, and hopefully everybody was edified. And Kwame Upshaw.
We give our elders, we give our honors to our elders. We give our praises to Yahweh. We give our glory to Yahweh Shai. And we got Passover coming up. When is it?
This Thursday.
This Thursday we got Passover, right? We're gonna be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we ain't never coming back. We out. No, I think we coming back Sunday. And we can't wait. This is exciting. We're going to Chicago. We're going among our brothers, and none. This is a certain type of a level that you can't lose. Once you lose this level, it's over. Because this is so exciting to come among your brothers. We're gonna eat good. We're gonna listen to our leader. You know what I'm saying? See, just to go listen to our leaders is a glorious thing, because we don't have the opportunity to listen to our leaders. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're hungry to listen to your leaders, and then if they go missing, then how much more glory you gonna be hungry to listen to your Howard Shai? Because you already hungry to listen to someone lower than Howard Shai, which is higher than you. You hungry for that. Just how much hungry you gonna be listening to your Howard Shai. You hungry for this. And this is great to us. Shabbat, Ariyah, you know what I'm saying? Shower Paul, all our leaders, we can't wait to listen. And then we can't wait to bring new people there. It's over. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to see what
We got football shoulders coming in. They're gonna be like, who is this guy? We got to get out the way. It's supposed to be deep. You know what I'm saying? It's a glorious thing, man, when we got, when we're not diminishing. When you see God at work, when he's like, here go, boom, 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 we're gonna keep going, we're gonna build. And this is a great time to build. This is a great time to build. you know, like right now, in July, you're gonna see new people coming.
Mhm.
You're gonna see everything that we done and refinishing. You know what I'm saying? We got the master back there just playing it low key, like you know what I'm saying? He making big things happen. You know, it's a big thing when you got a humble plug. You know what I'm saying? When you got a humble person that's willing to go all out and got skills. You know what I'm saying? So God got a set. He got a set. You know, so I just want to give all honor to our elders and all praises to Yahweh and all glory to Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? And our new members, you know, our new brothers, you know, and there's really not new members. It's repeat coming back stronger. You know, so we got one new member, one coming back, and we're gonna dig in from here. We're gonna dig in 10 toes down. That's what they say, 10 toes down.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I got corns on one of them, so maybe about 11 toes down. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Blisters and corns, do they add up? They add up for one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so we all, you know, we got old man limping. You know, we got a lot in common. You know what I'm saying? One thing we got in common is we Israelites. So everything is in common. That whipping by Esau is in common. That attractive, our black woman attracted to Esau. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, if you don't love Esau like the church woman do, you're not just the church men's. If you don't love Esau like the other nations do, like our nation do in other religion, you're gonna lose them, right? You're gonna lose our brothers that's Baptist. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose our sisters that's Jehovah's Witness. You're gonna lose all our people. Because if you don't love them like you love Esau. See, it's not loving them. Because you're always saying y'all the greatest people on the planet. Israelites are always saying y'all the greatest people on the planet. The Lord love y'all. That's not enough for them. What's enough for them is this white man gonna make it. Oh, what about the Chinese? No, we're not worried about. We want this guy here to beat the hell out of us. The hungers. We like that hanging. We like that. We want some rope prints around our neck to show how much we love him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you've been around him so long, they can't live without him.
I can't live without him. I want my neck chopped off to show how much love I love Yahweh. All right, just say HOI Detroit, keep going.
That's it.
You just said it.
Oh, no, I was waiting for you.
I'm done.
Yeah. So this HOI Detroit, what you already said, call my shot. Melchizedek.
Uncle Penuel.
Yeah.
Judah.
It's late, sis, huh?
Yeah, non-existing. Come Yasharala.
Come on, about you. We'll take this picture. That should be it. It's about 12, ain't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that much a good time. I swear, I must ain't got nowhere to go. Is it off? Yeah,
No, it's still on. I can shut it off.
you got it?
Shut it off. Put this. Oh, yeah.
Set it up, put the picture up.